Social media has really changed animation, and in this video, I want to deep dive into what the hell is going on with our industry and where is animation going as a medium, and what does this mean for animators online and all artists in the industry. So let's dive in. And if you're new to this channel, I am Dragana. I was an animator for 10 plus years in animation industry and visual effects gaming. And then I decided to leave the industry and do content full time. And now I'm teaching animators and studios how to win on social media, promote their projects online, and it all started with me promoting my own short film that's about to come out now, where I have a successful social media campaign. And I figure out how to translate that whole content creation aspect to animation niche, which is now I'm teaching my students in my program Animation for Social Media. And you can check more about it below. Now let's dive into the video. So if you're in animation industry, then you know that quality is king, and that's kind of the main thing a lot of big studios are optimizing for. And traditional animation pipelines are very slow, robust. They have a lot of moving parts, and to make an animated feature film, it takes years. To get anything going, it takes months of meetings, conversation, negotiations, pre-planning, pre-production, storyboards. So a lot of it goes into it before you even test your project or test your film in the public and see how it will go. And from a production standpoint, that's a lot of cost in terms of people and man hours you need just to come up with an idea. And only 2 or 3 years later, you can actually test the idea and see if your hypothesis was correct. And you're kind of betting all this money that this idea will work. And that was kind of the traditional model we are all used to. And there's this unspoken thing in our industry that the more hours you put into it and the more time you put into it, the more valuable the product it will be at the end. And I definitely experienced this with my own short film as well, where at some point I just couldn't let it go. It was just one small revision, this one small thing. Let's just fix this one eyebrow in this one frame. So it's like this never ending cycle of notes. And that's why animation can really take forever, and you can noodle it forever, and the quality is never good enough. And one of the best advices I remember from my previous boss, he said, animation is never done, it's only abandoned, or art is never done, it's only abandoned. We just walk away from it at some point. So yeah, there is definitely this element of putting so much time and so much love and craft and care into a particular shot, while completely forgetting about the story and the idea and kind of the bigger picture. Especially the smaller teams can fall into that trap, and my small team definitely fell into that trap due to my obsession with fixing every little thing that I saw. And eventually that has to let go. And what we are seeing now with animation and social media is that consumer behavior is changing in terms of people are not going to the movies anymore as they used to. And even when they do end up going to the movies, at least being from my own experience, I feel almost betrayed in some sense that the story wasn't good or the movie had a lot of political propaganda in it, and it wasn't just a good story, it was like an agenda behind it. So I feel betrayed. And then even the one time I would go to the movies, then I would feel so betrayed that I wouldn't come back for the next, I don't know, 2 years. And that's definitely devastating for the industry. Not just how it affects the scope of work and the quality of work, but also affects where content is placed, because people don't go to the movies anymore, but they do watch screens more and more, which means content is changing, animation is changing, animation is shifting to small screens and to vertical format. And what does this mean for the quality of animation that we all got used to so far, when all of a sudden we don't see those beautifully clean arc and those beautiful perfect blinks on a wide screen, but on a small screen now? and not only in a small screen, but also competing for attention with so many other content. At least in a movie theater, you only have one option to watch one movie, but today you are bombarded with 10,000 other movies you have an option to watch next to that one movie we are trying to get you to watch. So the big shift now, what is happening is studios and teams who are pushing these small IPs online are shifting from the complex storylines, complex renders, complex animations, complex character designs, and they're shifting more into good storytelling and, more importantly, good relatability with their audience, especially on Instagram, where you have to engineer a piece of content so it's actually shareable. Like so many other examples, like Hami Boon, Pudgy Penguin, Chimpers. So all of these IP online are made for entertainment and more for relating the viewer with another viewer. Almost like content becomes a single piece of emoji and a means to an end rather than a storytelling, a movie experience. So it's more like a snapshot of these characters, a snapshot of their personalities. How accurate can you caricature the real scenarios from life and put that into your character so someone can see themselves in them? And the better you can do that in a 30-second short format video, the more successful you're going to be. And the crucial part is you don't have to wait for 2 years anymore to see if your idea has worked, if your story was good. Actually, on social media, you can see it within the first hour. So that's how fast the audience feedback is, especially on Instagram and TikTok, where you can, within first hour, especially in the first 24 hours, you can see whether the video is going to perform or not, whether attracted a different audience that you didn't intend to, whether they didn't react to that specific joke that you wanted them to react. Maybe the engagement was low. So you can pivot a lot quicker, and you can save a lot more money in experimenting ideas, characters, jokes, designs, and so on. And where this new model is going is testing an idea first, even on a freshly open account. It's almost like a test kitchen where you can spend maybe 6 months testing a hypothesis whether this certain IP will work and resonate with your audience. And if it works, finding some of the outlier videos that perform exceptionally well and kind of doubling down on that, opening a separate account, a new account, and just starting and doubling down on the format that already works and resonates with your audience. That's kind of the new model I'm seeing across social media and across these new creators and animators, because animator in 2026 is not just someone who knows how to animate, but also someone who knows how to tell stories, short stories specifically. Short stories are a lot harder to tell than long stories. And recently I did an hour and a half storytelling masterclass for animators and artists on social media, where I shared the blueprint behind some of my most successful stories online, but I also shared how that same blueprint brought me a lot of flops. I show you what is actually the real difference so you guys don't fall into the trap thinking, oh, I just need a simple blueprint, but I'm actually teaching you how to pull from your own genuine experience and use the story structure just as handrails, not as a set in stone guidelines. And I'm walking you through how that works on Instagram stories, Reels, LinkedIn feed, but also most importantly, how that works for your demo reels, portfolio online, and how can you use that same principles to boost visibility of your animations or illustrations or IPs online. And you can sign for the workshop recording here if you just fill out this Google form. The price is 47 euros, and that's it. Thank you for watching. Now let's get back to the video. And it's definitely a skill that you need to learn if you want to grow an audience around your IP and have people fall in love with the characters that you're creating. So the good thing is, it's not about how much money you have or how big of a team you have. It's more about how quickly you can pivot, how quickly you can master the skill of content creation, how quickly you can listen to your audience and adapt to what they're reacting to. And if you learn how to optimize your pipeline process for that so you can upload consistently and show up frequently online, have a big volume of content to analyze from and learn from, within 6 months, you can have a really successful IP online that you can later leverage to pitch to investors, partners, and gather funding in different ways, and get to your short film or feature film much faster or in a much proven way and system than a traditional path we got used to. So yeah, it's definitely an interesting era to be as an animator and artist in 2026. And it's really encouraging to see how much it's possible to do. So you don't have to wait anymore for these big investors and funding. You can actually do it tomorrow from your own bedroom on social media just by telling stories online. So yeah, I honestly think it's never been a better time to be a solopreneur animator online with their own stories, and especially for people who don't want to spend like I did 5 years developing a short film. Yeah, those long productions can definitely kill your creative spirit and reason to live. While compared to what I'm seeing now, experiencing now with content creation, it's such a short breath. You get to test ideas so much faster, and you get to be your creativity gets to be sustained for longer. You get to be more creative compared to when I was doing a short film. I was mainly creative for, I don't know, the first year or two, and then it was all just hustle production. Let's just finish this film till the end. While here in content creation, it's more like that creativity every day, and that's why I think this model is better suited for animators who are more like me in terms of storyteller animator, not just a craftsman animator. So if you are a storyteller or if you want to become one, definitely venture into social media and test how good your stories are. And if you don't know where to start your animated IP online, how to filter good versus bad ideas for Instagram, what ideas are worth pursuing, what not, what's better for carousel or for reels, how should you take advantage of Instagram stories, what platform should you focus on, and how to blend Instagram and LinkedIn the best, you can definitely sign for my one-on-one coaching where I can help you with all of that to uh, put your IP pipeline and structure on a solid ground so you have a solid social media strategy for the next 6 months so you're not kind of wandering in dark and looking what to create each week. So yeah, that was kind of it for this video. Hope this was helpful. Let me know in the comments what do you think where the industry is going and what the hell is going on, and if you have taken the next step into the social media journey. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.